Hey, Colabcoaching yet again to share some wise words and wisdom for the week. Week number 4 of the Grace series. Week 4 usually means it's the last week of the series. Bittersweet, but we're going to end it off on a big high note. So, without any further delay or ado, the question slash thought I have for you this week is, why does your grace matter? Why does your grace matter? Now, we talked about the beginning of week 1 of what grace is. Week 2, we talked about grace in relationships. Week 3, we talked about giving yourself grace. And this week, we're talking about, why does grace even matter? Why does your grace in particular even matter? So, I had to go through a journey of thinking about this for myself, especially in my life, because I was a people pleaser. I always talk about it in my other previous series, and I always focus on pleasing other people and focusing on, well, what can I do for others, instead of focusing on the power I have within myself. Yeah, I have the power to help people, which is beautiful, but the power I have within myself that I can give to other people based on what I choose is best for me. And that's powerful. There's one thing when you are doing something for other people and you feel maybe forced to do it or your heart's not really in it, but it's another thing when you choose to give something to someone and you can tell the impact. You can tell when something you do it freely and it just feels like a happier vibe than, you being coerced or manipulated or pushed or peer pressured into doing something. It feels more of like let me just do this so I can shut people up, or let me just do this so they can be quiet, or let me just do this so I can get this part of my life over with and done with, versus I really want to do this for someone, or I see the need that someone has and I want to help them. That's the biggest difference. Now, when it comes to your grace, as we talked about before in a couple series, this series and a couple weeks ago, we talked about how important your grace is because you choose. You have freedom, complete freedom to choose when to give grace and when not to give grace. Just because you now know what grace is, and we broke down exactly what grace is, and if you don't know what grace is, either your first time watching a video like this, grace is basically you giving someone the forgiveness or the ability to make mistakes and not hold it against them, but to realize that maybe they are apologetic, or maybe they are trying to learn, or maybe they are struggling and now they're seeking redemption, versus you forcing to give someone grace and they're not really apologetic. They're gonna do it again. You sense they're gonna do it again. They're just doing it so you can they can get on your good side, and they want you to just give them grace and that's it, and forgive them. That's the importance of grace. So when we're going through you giving grace to someone, it's on you. It's completely on you. And you have to remember that since it is on you, you have a power that no one can take away from you. You have a power that is strengthened by your identity, by your purpose, and by what you choose for your life. Someone can walk up to you and you may not even know them, but you choose to give them grace. Someone you may know for 15, 16 years or all of your life. It could be even a parent. You choose not to give them grace. That's up to you because you have that power to do so. That's the beautiful thing about grace. And as I talked about before, I attribute grace to the biblical idea of grace, and basically that God gave us grace, and me being a Christian, that God gave us grace because we are human. We are going to make mistakes, but He still gives us grace and still gives us because He knows what's in our heart. Not to say that you're God, but you can tell from a situation, and you can discern, and you can use your wisdom and knowledge and your experience for you to realize, okay, is this something that I need to give grace with, or should I just walk away from a situation? Not every situation needs your energy. And that's something I had to learn. I had to learn that not every situation needs my energy. Not every plea for help. Not every apologetic cry. Not every misunderstanding needs me to step in. Maybe they need to go through their journey and figure it out for themselves instead of me stepping in and saving a day. I don't need to be a hero in a situation. Maybe I can just be a bystander, learning from that situation and moving forward. That's what grace teaches you. Grace does, just because you have the power to give it, just because you have maybe money in your pocket, doesn't mean you need to give it to every single homeless person. If you feel like in your heart, okay, maybe I don't really like the vibe of what this person is presenting and I may not need to give it to them, It's okay. Don't feel bad for not helping every single person. I had to teach myself, literally reteach myself, that helping does not mean I need to give up everything within me just to please others. Helping means that if I see a situation and I have the power to help and I know that they really need my help, I can help. I don't have to, but I can. It will help them, but that doesn't mean that it's going to help you. And this sounds selfish. It does. It sounds selfish, but if you are a person that's growing and learning your purpose and your identity and you're continuously pushing yourself to be the best person you could be, it may look like selfish to someone else. It may look like you being self-centered. It may look like you are obnoxious. It may look like that you are only focused on you. But in a sense, you are, because you have to choose who you're giving your energy to. You have to choose who you're giving your grace to, because when the person receives it, they may be thankful, but they're gonna go about their day. They're gonna go about living their lives, and this attributes to, especially in relationships, because maybe something that your significant other did, they not really comprehending it, but they know that you're upset or they know that it hurts you, so they're just trying to apologize just to move forward. Maybe that's not the right solution at the time for you just to move forward. Maybe a conversation needs to be created for you to have an understanding why this did hurt and this should not happen again, because it's something that you're not happy with. All of these dynamics are important, especially when it comes to grace. And that is why you have to make sure that you are strengthening your ability of grace. How do you strengthen your ability of grace? You're looking at me like, how do I do that? Continue to grow. Continue to be your best self. Continue to learn who you are as a person, what your likes are, what your dislikes are, and figure out who you want in your life and who you're willing to share your energy with. Grace is energy. Grace is energy. You're giving that energy to someone and saying, okay, I understand who you are, what you did. That's fine. I'm giving you this grace as a gift so that you understand that what you did was not right, but I'm giving you the ability to make up for it, or I'm giving you the ability to move on from the situation. Simple as that. Simple as that. So you're thinking to yourself and you're trying to figure out, why does my grace matter? Why is my grace so important? Your grace is so important because it is a part of you, but you choose what you do to it, or you choose what you do with it. It allows you to say, hey, I know that I have a power within me to give to others, but I'm choosing who to give this power to and when to give it. It's making me realize that I have to pick and choose who I'm willing to help, who I'm willing to forgive, and who I'm willing to share my energy with. Simple as that. So, to make it really simple, when you're trying to figure out, well, why does my grace matter? Remember all the times that you were seeking grace from other people and they did not give it to you. That feeling. Now go into the world and make sure that you are not spreading that feeling to other people by giving them grace when you feel like it's the right time to give it. Grace is a gift. You have that power to give grace. But it does not mean you have to give grace to everyone. You continue to grow. Continue to be your best self. Continue to understand who you are, your identity. Then figure out how you should give your grace the best way. It doesn't even have to be with someone that you know. It could be a complete stranger. Figure out who deserves your grace and who doesn't, because your grace is valuable and it's precious and it should not be manipulated by anyone. Simple as that. So you're struggling with who you should give your grace to, why your grace is important. Should I give my grace to relationships? Should I give it to myself? What is grace at all? I'm here to help you. All these different questions that I talked about during my series. Go to my website, Colabcoaching.com. Sign up for that relationship checklist, and then sign up for a 15-minute coaching session. It's free as in free. We're in the middle of the year, and ask yourself this question: is your relationships what they are as when you expected them to be in January? Your expectations in January, and it's now almost June, in the middle of June. We're almost in the middle of June, literally. Have you met your expectations in your relationship thus far? If not, I'm here to help you. Simple as that. So, website, yocolabcoach.com. Follow me on Facebook, Colab Coaching, Instagram, Colab Coaching. All my videos and series are on YouTube. Colab Coaching, COLAB Coaching. Like and subscribe so you don't miss out on a new series coming out soon. Also, I'm going to have a wonderful podcast with Heart and Soul Podcast. Wonderful co-host Jackie with Heart and Soul Podcast on all major podcast stations. Also, we're on Instagram with Heart and Soul Podcast. Message us, say, hey, we want you guys to talk about this. We have 20 plus episodes already. Taking a little break right now, but we'll be back at it soon. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Share this with anyone that is struggling with grace and wants to know more about grace. It was powerful. It was powerful for me. So thank you. Wonderful day. Be safe out there.